Hello? Deus, Chris, can you guys hear me? No, no, no. They can't hear me. I don't know if stream can. Nope, there we go. Your boy Demise.
No, it's Demizzy.
Demizzy?
He doesn't even know how to pronounce his name.
Fucking moose. All right. Welcome, welcome in. Hi, Izzy. What's going on, Chris? What's going on, Deus? Welcome to the first stream of, well, actually, this is not the first stream of OP11, but the first locals of OP11 here. So we do have Dom here using Purple Black Luffy. And we have Hydra here on Zoro, which is a very interesting choice. Potentially just going to try to rush it down. Very bold choice as well, now that Buggy did get, its buff with the starter deck. And then obviously it has access to that promo Buggy as well. So could be a tough matchup for him throughout the day. However, for Dom here, he also got a big, you know, boost in the deck with that new 6-cost Luffy, making it a 7K leader. Nico Robin, other ways to ramp, and then also Chopper to be able to rest the Don here. So so we do see this search off from Dom here, which is going to allow him to grab a Straw Hat, Kid Pirate, or Heart Pirates, and he does find the 6-cost Luffy from the starter deck. So on play, we'll be able to Don -2, make himself a 7K leader, and it's also on attack. My case was actually pretty good, Chris. I cannot complain, to be honest. Got a couple SPs, got a couple. Obviously, I got I think it was a Sanji SP, it was a Rayleigh SP, Luffy, Nami leaders. I forgot, I had a Jinbei, and I think Shirahoshi. But overall, really good case. Cannot complain. So we do see the Zoro here going with a Nami search, looking for a Straw Hat type card. More than likely going to be looking for that OP08 Chopper, which will be able to help him flood the board here, which I don't see it in hand, but oh, I lied. He does find it. I did see a Dream Luffy, though, so we do see he's running some of that structure deck package, and we do see 2 Rush Zoros in hand as well. So 1 Don up, this could be a very scary situation here for Dom, because you don't know if they could be bluffing it or not, because he could have that event to search the top 5, which we do know Hydra has in his hand currently. So Dom establishes the Zoro. Don -2 is going to ramp 1 with the Zoro. Then leader sees it, is going to ramp 1 active and 1 rested back. So we're going to start seeing this hyper ramp here from this Luffy here. So one of those Donnie just got backs, playing out Lost, looking for a Straw Hat or Heart Pirate card, but it has to be above 2 costs. So cannot be a Gum Gum Giant if he is looking for some counter. Yeah, definitely got some good SPs out of there, Chris. Cannot complain, cannot complain. So he chooses to pass, which is the correct choice. Again, Dom's more than likely playing around the just shut up and come with me event there, which is the correct thing to do. If not, it could just be a bad time for Dom. So we do know Hydra here has access to a lot of ramp right now. Not ramp, a lot of rush with those 2, 3, maybe looks like 3 rush Zoros in hand. Oop, and here comes the chopper. So yeah, no point in attaching a Don because he's keeping that 1 Don up for the event in his hand. However, this chopper is going to allow him to play out a 4K or less attack base animal type card from the deck, and he is able to play out the EBO1 chopper blocker there, which can also be very menacing with 2 Don attached, reduce something by, I believe, 2K if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, I'm running a little behind today, showed up late. And here's the 6K Luffy that we were talking about earlier. So Don -2 on play, and then leader will ramp it back. And now leader is currently a 7K, so. Ooh, I lied. His opponent needs to be at 5 Don, so currently did not pop the ability off, but still good to do it just to get that ramp off. So we do see a 5K to the blocker chopper, and this is where it'd be a good point for Hydra to counter, but also use that counter event to be able to flood the board. Oof. So he decided to let the chopper go, not using, I believe that is the event. If not, that might be a mole pistol, and I'm just not seeing the card correctly. Yeah, purple black. We're going to start seeing a lot of these new structure decks support out in the field today. Very excited to see the support. Yeah, I think that is mole pistol. Oh, you're given the wrong card. So we are seeing Don attached to leader, so now he's going to start swinging with the board here potentially. So might consider getting rid of this Zoro just to alleviate some pressure. Yep, and that's exactly what he's doing here. So he's going to swing 7 at that Zoro here. Dom's got to decide whether he's going to protect it or not. Which he decides to let it go. Obviously, the main thing you're going to want to protect is going to be that 6 cost. So Hydra's trying to figure out whether or not exactly when this Luffy makes him a 7K here. So he might consider doing Mole Pistol. I believe Mole Pistol, you need to have a character at 6K if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Don't play much red. So we are seeing the rush factor here from Hydra. So he's going to go 6K to Dom there. Dom decides to counter out with a 2K. And then going another 6 with the chopper, which is going to search the top 5 here for a animal type card. And we do see the Alabasta chopper in hand. So Hydra could have utilized that mole pistol since the chopper was currently a 6K based off of the Zoro ability, leader ability. So could have mole pistoled that Luffy down. Oh, we do see some mix up here. So we do see slight mix up there. So Yeah, players are correcting it. Yeah, that's what I figured, that the chopper would count with the leader buff. So the mix-up has been cleared up. So Hydra attempted to play down another Alabasta chopper, but didn't realize that it needed to be a 3K attack or less. So more than likely, typically the target would be a hiking bear. All right, gotta fix the clock here. Okay, what was it? Did he play out a Katakuri here? Then uses the Luffy. Did swing 7. We finally see that just shut up and come with me. So it was the shut up and come with me event card. So is able to play out the other one. Thought it was Mole Pistol, but obviously it was a one cost event that we were talking about. So now we do see the 7K into the Zoro here, trying to alleviate the pressure, but now is going to be sitting good here. Katakuri is going to be protecting this Luffy, and then leader's a 7K. So he's going to force Hydra to have to invest more Don to just even poke into his leader. And Hydra here is kind of in a rough spot as far as options in hand. Just has those Rush Zoros and those Alabasta choppers. Obviously, Dom hasn't been really swinging into life, which I believe is the correct thing to do. You kind of want to just focus on Zoro's board, picking off their bodies to kind of just force them to only have leader swing for the most part. Also, one Don up for Dom, so could also be bluffing that he might have a Gum Gum Giant. Maybe he's running gear 2 in the list. Who knows? So let's say he's going to be swinging 7 here with his leader card. And again, got to remember he also has that Katakuri on the field there. Could block for free. Again, blocking will force Hydra to have to invest one Don on top of his chopper just to even get a swing. I can see if I can get the purple blacklist from Dom. Oop, and then we do see the Zoro here. Again, it's going to need at least one more Don attached to even just swing at leader or this rested Luffy here. And looks like Hydra's just opting to flood the board here. So opting to do 5K to leader here, or it would be 6K, just so that he could look at the top 5 here and look for a potential other animal card. And looks like the only options might be that hiking bear. Oh, there's that other chopper from EBO2 as well. So it is gonna play that chopper and attach a Don onto the Zoro here to be able to swing 7 at the Luffy. Yep, chooses to block with the Katakuri, which is a good choice there. It's basically a free block. And is gonna pass turn, and now Dom essentially could just pick off the field here because this Katakuri can swing and restand itself as also as get arrested Don as well. So it is choosing to play out the Usahachi to rest the chopper blocker and is able to use it since he is at 8 or more Don. And now forcing Hydra to have an entire arrested board here. So 7 into the OP08 chopper, clearing the board, using that Luffy leader or Luffy ability to make his leader 7K, and then leader just re-ramps one of those Dawn back, which is absolutely great card. So going for board clear here. So swing 7 at the Zoro, clearing that as well. And an 8 into the blocker. So Dom doing exactly what I was talking about last turn, just focusing on Hydra's board here. And still has, looks like 8 Dawn left. Swinging 4 into the other chopper, clears the board. Does have the counter to potentially protect it, but it's just going to be another swing off of the other arrested law that he does have. Oof. Dom's over here cooking here. So it uses the Zoro ability to send one Don back and then restand or get it back active with the Zoro. So it gives him one Don to use for counter events, potentially a Gum Gum Giant at this point. Dom set up his board essentially to just go lethal or put a lot of pressure next turn. 2 blockers up, Nico Robin, and then obviously we do see the Katakuri. Next turn, if Dom really wanted to, could just attach 2 Don to Usahachi, get a 5K swing in, swing 7 with the Luffy, Don minus off of the Usahachi as well, just to keep, utilizing the Don. Crazy. So we do see the Giant to protect the Luffy here, which is more than likely to cycle out cards, which we do see that another 6-cost Luffy. And once you have one established, no point in holding on to the other ones because you cannot stack these plus 2K. It just makes your leader straight 7, so you can't stack another 2 to make your leader a 9K. So a very good way to be able to balance this Luffy card. So obviously needing a requirement and only able to get up to a certain point. So it looks like Hydra is just attempting to put as much pressure on this Luffy as possible. So swinging 8K with the Zoro is going to force either the Katakuri counter, or we do see Dom using the Nico Robin, which is going to use the ability to Don minus and look for another Straw Hat type card here, which could potentially be counter, and instead finds the EB02 Rush Luffy. So next turn, again, we'll be able to put a lot of pressure on Hydra here. Yep, and then exactly what I thought. So we are seeing this Rush Luffy come down onto the field. And ability is Don, or you send 2 active Don back, we'll be able to reset, you take a life as well. So all depends on how Dom wants to do these swings. Could swing 7 into the Zoro, use that Luffy ability, sending 2 back, which we are seeing here. And is going to get one of these Don back, giving him 4 Don, and could swing 5 with the Usahachi, 7 with the Zoro. Obviously 7, 7, 8. So going to be a lot of pressure coming from Dom's side of the field. And instead might be opting to just swing at life there. So we do see the Just Shut Up and Come With Me event. He's going to look for the top 5, play out a animal type card rested. Or no, comes in active. Rested off the OP08 chopper. So he does get a blocker chopper on the field there. And we do see the counter card, and he's down to 2 cards in hand, one of them being a 1K, and I believe might be another 1K in the blocker chopper. And Dom plays out another Usahachi, resting that blocker chopper here. So not letting Hydra keep any type of board here. So ends up clearing the Zoro with his leader swing. 8 into the chopper, and then now here comes the face swings. And another 7K is going to have to take this swing as well. and gets himself right back to 10 Don off of Katakuri ability here. And of course, rests, yeah, gets that rested Don and then gets a blocker back. This is a pretty rough spot for Hydra here. Unable to really put as much pressure as he wants due to this 6-cost Luffy from the structure deck. And it just shows you how much better this purple-black deck has gotten with just the structure deck support this set. So swinging another 9k to the Luffy here is going to do another giant to protect it. And is going to be able to filter out cards again. But most of this is just taken away from what Hydra can do, because now we're just seeing a big swing off with this Alabasta Chopper here. Looks like he's swinging another 8 to the Luffy here. Isn't a... Oh, just completely blocks there, so it's like Dom doesn't have much counter now. It depends on the lists. Yeah, Sanji is going to be the only black card that most purple black lists are running. However, I have been seeing word that a lot of lists might be cutting the black Sanji because, again, a lot of the meta is very high stacked. Obviously, UP Luffy doesn't really use much low-cost bodies. He just Don -1. Should have Don -2 there to be able to proc the leader ability there. Oh, decided not to just for the Luffy swing here. But yeah, lists have been, I've been hearing talks about just cutting that Sanji altogether as well. So really just depends on the way you want to play. Especially with Buggy having that Croc and Mihawk, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to remove off the field. So we do see 7k in the lead here. Hydra does take it. Does really only have this Chopper blocker here to protect himself. Correct, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. You're not really using any type of reduction like you were previously, like the Surus and, you know, Patchworks or whatever you were really using, due to the fact that now you have more of these ramp cards out of the deck. But to make this leader a full purple leader, it would have just been too good. And we do see another swing at lead here. And we do see Dream Luffy in Hydra's hand. So just complete pressure here. Hydra's got to decide whether or not he wants to take this swing. I think the right thing to do at this point is more than likely just not block and then try to go lethal next turn with the Dream Luffy Chopper and your Zoro leader. However, again, going lethal is very difficult at this point due to the fact that Dom's purple black leader is currently a 7k. So essentially everything needs to hit this upcoming turn. It's all or nothing here for Hydra. And I'm not sure how that's going to work. Dream Luffy's going to be 5 Don. Could attach a Don to leader. Swing for 7 itself. Blocker Chopper's a 4. Leader will bring it up to a 5. Has 5 Don. Essentially, is more than likely just going to be able to poke 7s across the board, to be honest. So we do see the Dream Luffy here. Here comes the first swing. It's going to swing, looks like 6. Attaching a Don to leader will buff it up to a 7k. So looks like he's opting to swing 7 at the Luffy first. And we do see the 1K. Oh, looks like he's using the EBO 2 Trafalgar Law on the list as well. Very interesting list that Dom has here. So that Trafalgar Law, you may place 2 cards from your trash at the bottom of your deck. You could either draw a card or your opponent has 5 or less to trash one. So some sort of hand destruction kind of list that Dom has. So it does clear that Zoro off the field here. This rest 2 and 2 blocker chopper ups. Admiring the gift collection chopper blocker there. It looks like Santa Claus. Locals here at the Abode are on Wednesdays, so obviously today at 6 p.m. And then they have locals on Sundays as well, which I believe is at 3 p.m. Not too sure here. So it is going to arrest one of these chopper blockers with the Usahachi again. Dom has seen 3 of these things to arrest the blocker choppers this entire game. So is going to do the 7K. With the Luffy here. No, no cards in hand. Just going to swing 7/7, and we'll have that EBO2 Luffy to go for game if he wants to as well. And that is what exactly he's opting to do. Going to keep all Don on that Luffy. And Dom is going to take the win here. Can't pan it over to the players since it looks like the cameras are out, which it is. So going to be going over to me. All right, so very good match there. We just saw basically what this new purple-black Luffy can do with the structure deck, and it is absolutely crazy how well the deck can ramp and then be a consistent 7K with that Luffy. Makes it very difficult to just swing into it as well. So very rough there for Hydra. But yeah, locals are on Wednesdays and Sundays. And also the store does do monthly tournaments, or attempting to do monthly tournaments. They did just have a case tournament on Sunday here. You could definitely catch that on the Twitch VODs or on SGTCG's videos. Selfless plug. So let's see. Huh? No, they got to use the one in the Promenade. The one over there across the street. No, you go down this way, left. It's like across the playground. Yeah. All right. You deserve it. Ooh. You deserve what, Deus? Oh, the shameless plug. I would have hoped so. Tell them to use the crosswalk. That would be the best thing to do, right? Just tell them the crosswalk. Kind of caught me off guard there for a second, to be honest. But yeah, we still got about a minute before overtime, so gonna put this on a brief be right back while we set up the next round. So give me a second. Yeah, that's the new update. righty. We are back, setting up the match. We are going over to the players. We do got Munchkins against George here. So give me a second while I set up all that. Espresso, that's who we got. So we do got Espresso on the new UP Luffy. And we do got Munchkins on the right, who is on Jinbei, which I absolutely have no clue what it does, but I do know Munchkins has been cooking with this list. So Jinbei's ability is if he does have 6 or less cards in hand, is able to restand 1 Fishman, if I'm not mistaken, and 1 Don. Let's see here. So we do see a 6K leader swing and is able to play out the Zordro. So is playing pretty much the straight line of UP Luffy here, which is Zordro, swing ramp, trying to get to 8 Don as fast as possible. So yeah, Jinbei's ability is if you have 6 or less cards in hand, you set up to one of your Fishman or Merfolk type characters up and 1 Don as well. So we do see a... Oh, Shirahoshi is the searcher of the deck. So 1 Don, able to look at the top 5 cards for a Neptunian Fishman Island type card. So is able to search and just restand your searcher with leader ability here. So very good card here, but has to be at less than 6 cards. So that's the only thing with that Jinbei ability there. What's up, Adam? I have definitely seen a lot of Sam here cooking with this Jinbei list. Photos all over Twitter. So we do see a 7K swing here. Opts to not search with this Shirahoshi. And again, mainly because trying not to lose out on this Shirahoshi here. Specifically because you don't want to search and get yourself to 7 cards in hand here. So opted to not do it just to be able to get that restand. But also, this is just showing you how well Munchkins has been piloting this deck here. Oh, let's see here. Gotta update this. How you been, Sam or Adam? How's OP11 been treating you? So we do see here Expresso's trying to figure out exactly how to go about this ramp here. So he's swinging 5 at the Jinbei here, which is going to get inactive and could potentially Bonclay ramp here, getting himself up to 7 Don, looks like. Oh, is going to do a gear 2 ramp here, which is going to be 1 Don, then rest 2 Don, taking a rest of Don here. It's still a way to ramp in this deck. And it looks like might be opting to do an AK swing to leader here. So Sam decides to take the first life here. So passing turn here. And again, gonna probably want to get rid of this Zoro just to take some of the pressure off. However, other than that, Express is just gonna essentially get to his 8 Don and play big bodies back to back to back. That is the routine here. However, next turn he will be at 9 Don, but will not be able to use leader ability since he is currently sitting at 7 Don. So leader needs to be at 8 prior. So establishes the Jinbei. On play would be able to rest the character. However, there is no rested, but can give himself pseudo rush here. So we do see a 5K with leader there. So Espresso decides not to counter save it, which is the right thing, because if not, Munchkins would swing with the Jinbei. Hey, that's pretty good. I've been meaning to rebuild, not rebuild, but I've been meaning to build Kobe. So far, I've only updated my teach list per black. I've built Buggy, haven't tested it yet. Green, yellow, law. Obviously, I do have the Luffy built, but just haven't decided to play it. I don't think it's as good as it will be as it was in the East, just because of all the structured X support we got. But who knows? I could be very wrong. So again, Espresso is currently at 9 Don. Was unable to utilize leader ability, but next turn will be. Could, if he has 9 Mom, which I can't really see currently, could use the 9 Mom to put the Jimbei into life. To take some of that pressure away next turn. Yeah, Vanderdecken, that's right. Jimbei does have access to that Vanderdecken, which I believe it's trash one Fishman type card from your hand, pop any rested character on the field. Hey, that just means you're cooking, Adam. Yeah, send me that Kobe list. I could start fucking around with it later. Could start cooking with it. So it looks like he might be considering 5 Don could potentially do a Nami. However, I do think the Big Mom would be a good thing to do. Get yourself a heal, have a 9k body for next turn, and mainly getting rid of this Jimbei off the field here. Because this Jimbei can give everything on Sam's side of the field a rush. So it does use a one Don for 3k counter there. Could also rest a 3 cost, however, Espresso has no characters on the field. So we do see the Katakuri hitting the field. Was able to proc Katakuri ability to gain a rest at Dawn. This would have put him at 10 already. So we do see Fisher Tiger resting that Katakuri there. Is able to rest anything on play, which is what makes that very good. So Jimbei can also give this Fisher Tiger rush if Munchkins decided to give it rush here. And is going to swing 8 in the Katakuri to start trying to dwindle this Espresso hand here. And then it can also swing with this Jimbei 8k into the Katakuri as well. So all comes down to how much Espresso wants to waste in hand size here. Because we do know next turn we'll be able to utilize leader ability. So he's going to get 1 card from the top and then could draw whatever he wants as well. Currently at 5 cards in hand as well. So kind of low a bit. So swinging 8k at the Katakuri once again with this Jimbei. And this is something that Espresso sort of needs on the field. Oh, lets it go. Which more than likely signifies here that Espresso does not have much counter here. And he does take it. So these swings that Espresso here is taking essentially shows you that he has no counter, which is very unfortunate here. So, but now Espresso is going to be able to grab whatever Straw Hat type card he wants from the top 5 and stack the deck however he would like as well. So we did see an Usahachi there, which he will be able to grab Usahachi for at least a 2k counter. So definitely Munchkins is sitting in a very good spot here. Jimbei is cooking. Chris, I have seen Munchkins post a lot lately, and he's won 2 to 3 locals from what I've seen. Recently, I think he just won a box the other day. So I know Munchkins usually likes to play those decks that people usually half the time think are terrible. He was on Limb last set, and he proved a lot of people wrong. And I guess he seems to be wanting to do the same thing with Jimbei here. Oh, I thought the screen froze, but they're actually just thinking. So did decide to grab that Usahachi, which is a 2K, and setting whatever card at the top. One card pop twice. Go. I actually considered on going to card pop yesterday, believe it or not, but I ended up going to Nerd Rage. So made my first local up there with Teach. Went very bad. Bunch of rush decks and a buggy. So we do see a 2K counter there with from leader to his leader there. All 10 down. We do see Sanji. Could be Sanji to mom. Sanji to rush Luffy, which is a very good choice as well. So has to Don minus. Is able to get another draw off this Luffy and could swing 10K here. So we do see the 3K counter event that Munchkins did use earlier. Could rest a 3 cost, however, again, Espresso does not have a 3 cost. A bunch of 9 cost characters. You got high expectations for Munchkins. Hey, he's going. Fishman Island. Looks like he was looking for a Vanderdecken, which Munchkins might be looking for here. All the TGS boys were there. All the Top Cup boys went to Nerd Rage, so it's the opposite. So he is looking top 5 with the Share Hoshi here, and of course, more than likely is my. Well, I think that was a Vanderdecken in hand, but chose not to grab it. So we do see 8 Don left. If he has double or at least one Vanderdecken to get rid of this Luffy, it'll be very big here for Munchkins. Swinging 8, and of course we do know he has at least one 2K in hand, that being the Usahachi. Oh, she can't hit. Oh, of course, nah. It's only limited to Fishman Island and what's it called? 8K to leader here. Of course, again, we know he only has the Usahachi unless he has any other type of counter that he gained from this Luffy. Oh, so more than likely, I think I did see a Vanderdecken in that search. You want to see the beauty of Jinbei? I actually just zoomed in the camera to see the board better. So F5 cards in hand currently. Looks like Munchkins here might just end up pressuring life to get it down to exactly 0 life here. And again, we do know that he has Noah's Ark, so if he decides to try to play defensively, could just do the Ark to get rid of all of his blockers here. So looks like considering on how to counter out here, or he might take the life. I did see an Usahachi. Oof, Arlong trashing the Noah's Ark from hand, basically taking away one of Espresso swings, mainly the leader swing here. So we only leave him with this Rush Luffy and 9 cost Sanji, and unless he plays out another Rush. So chooses to restand the Fisher Tiger, and I believe he's choosing the Fisher Tiger just for the fact that it is a 7K compared to the Jinbei being at an 8K, so more likely to be knocked compared to Jinbei there. So Espresso's sitting in a pretty bad spot. If he has a 9 mom, right now would be a pretty good time to establish the 9 mom to be able to at least heal 1 life and get rid of at least the Jinbei from the field, so he doesn't get another 8K swing. But this Jinbei is definitely cooking here. Against any other deck, I could only imagine what Munchkins would have been able to do to the board. So we do see Espresso trying to figure out how he wants to stack his life or his top deck here, or if he wants to bottom deck it. We do see he's choosing to grab a 2K Sanji here, which is just showing that he's looking for any type of counter that he's able to get. Also forgetting the draw for his turn here. Looks like we got about 16 minutes left in the round here. And let's see how many people are at locals today. 14. Looks like we have 29 people at locals today. So we do see a 9K swing to Jinbei here. Gives him a 2K counter to get out of that swing. We're going to see another 10 potentially. And of course, Munchkins is going to want to try to protect his Jinbei as much as possible to try to go lethal next turn with Jinbei. And we know he doesn't have Noah's Ark since he did. He's going to swing 10 at the Jinbei once again, and he has another 1-cost 3K counter. Finally seeing this 9 mom here. And then just goes to show you how much of a good choice it is to get rid of this Jinbei. He's going to have to at least, I don't know, everything's going to swing for free at the Luffy leader here. That big mom would have been so much better a turn earlier, though. I mean, it is what it is, though. Did get that 1 heal, though. And it all depends on what Express will put in life. Could change up the game. We do know that some Luffy lists are running the Gravity Blade, which could potentially at least get rid of the Arlong here. However, we are seeing a Shirahoshi search here, and he finds another Jinbei. And going for another Shirahoshi search here. We do see Hody Jones, but of course is unable to grab the Hody Jones. It's like Giant Gatling. Not sure exactly what that card does there. Looks like the Luffy misplayed here. I think he just realized he didn't draw for turn. So completely might have just messed up his life stack here as well. So it is very important to make sure you fully complete the Luffy leader ability. He definitely drew more than the last turn, Chris. So is able to play out the Jinbei. And now he's going to start pressuring the board a bit. So it's going 9 at the Sanji to at least try to get a counter from hand. And might swing 8K to leader as well with the Fisher Tiger. And then try to restand it also. Yep, ends up 1K. Oh, Arlong's a 6K as well. Disgusting. So yeah, he's just pressuring life here. Potentially Senator Beans. You realize it at the whole next turn, so I'm not sure how we go back for that. So still at 8, Don is able to do the leader ability here. Munchkin's still able to stay at 8 cards in hand. 4 cards in hand. Leader ability is able to proc and restand something, which she's choosing to do Jinbei there again, looks like. Chose not to swing a Fisher Tiger as well. Oy, yeah, he's not sitting very well. Best thing to try to do is try clear board, however. Yeah, I don't think opponent allowed him to, because I think I did overhear him say it, but nothing was declared, so they just had to stay in the board state that they were in, Beans. This is round 2. Round 2 right now. Does it? I'm not sure where it says round 2. Yeah, with Munchkin sitting at 5 life, it's just a really bad spot for Espresso no matter what. Even if he plays another 9 mom, gets rid of a Jinbei, he still has the Fisher Tiger. So we do see a 6K from leader, 9K to from Sanji to get rid of that R long. Yeah, UP's in a pretty bad spot here currently. Munchkin's just able to continuously draw with these Shirahoshis, finding whatever he needs. He's been very helpful for the Jinbei player here. And then now he's going for the Shirahoshis. So now opting to just get rid of board here. And then plays Sanji to another rush. Could Don -1 here and get another draw, as well as rush here. And Jinbei going down to 4 life. Luffy is more of a late game, however, just wasn't able to reestablish, looks like. So we do see Kimi here looking for Hody. And finds a Hody, is going to be able to rest that last Don of Espresso there, taking away the Giant or a Gear 2. And he's going to just be able to poke here across the board. He's going to go 6. Looks like Espresso had 1 life here. We do see the counter here. It's probably going to be another 8. Might be 8, 8, 8 here. Yeah, no counter there. Kami was very good, search it. So Munchkin's taking it here in round 2 with Jinbei against a UP. Oh, I think he realized it was there. Fellow Sealands. But yeah, I definitely should have took it just to complete that Hody on play there. However, it was just a rough time there for that UP. Oh, man. So yeah, that is the end of round 2 there. And honestly, about to be the end of round 2 in general. They had 1:30 before overtime. I know we had a different time. Just in general, the round is almost complete. So let's see. Yeah, we had 29 people here at the locals here today, so pretty decent turnout. You faced the GP round 1? The fish gods. Hey, all it takes is for someone to dedicate some time into a deck, and you could definitely make it cook, which is what Sam, or Munchkins, is definitely doing here. Yeah, that Shirahoshi, and this is the thing, and this is what I always did against Bonnie, is never leave the Bonnie searcher. It's essentially a pseudo blocker, but you never want to let your opponent search and continuously search. So Sam definitely took full advantage of that. Obviously, did use Jinbei ability to restand it continuously as well to protect it. However, once it came late game and just left them, you just want to get rid of them at that point. You know, just showed us exactly what being able to search every turn can do. And that's what Bonnie used to do when people didn't respect those Bonnie searchers. Absolutely crazy. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7. So we should. Yeah, we're gonna have a decent amount of X1. It's probably gonna be a 5-round local today, to be honest here. Somehow to get those Cavendishes though. Oh my God. That OP12 Zoro is absolutely disgusting. Be able to swing, if they decide to block, you just restand and swing at leader once again. $150 for is it base rarity Cavendish? Is it like 50 bucks a pop right now? If so, I'm so glad I got them. I remember in EBO1 people were just passing them out because they didn't want them. I'm so glad I was able to get a couple back then. So it looks like we are waiting on 2 games here. So you do got Hydra and Jesus and Dom and Jordan. Which, yeah, it looks like they are still playing here. Holy moly, dude. $50 for Cavendishes is crazy. I do have one alt art. It's going in my vendor booth. I definitely took the alt art out and just rocking the base rarity here. Oh, because the Zoro's only restricted to, I believe, a 7 cost, right? Chris, let's see. Oh, it could swing into Katakuri. That's actually pretty freaking good there. Go support driving Cavendish up. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that Zoro did put up a good. I did just watch Atrocious's commentary online, and I did see that gameplay between the green Zoro against the UP Luffy, and it was just absolutely disgusting. So yeah, that thing's just gonna be menacing. Yeah, I just wonder how it's gonna do here because obviously they don't have any of the structured X support that we currently have. And I don't think it'll make much of a difference with something that can just restand and swing at whatever. But we also play a different type of play style here. So I don't know. I think that Zoro's just going to run rampant around here for a little bit because it's more of like an aggro type build, which a lot of people like to play over here in the West. Just being able to rest pretty much everything is kind of crazy. Yeah, looks like we got 2 minutes left here. What's going on, Sam? People are asking about the Jinbei list here.
Jinbei the GOAT. I actually won with Jinbei over the weekend and on Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah,
how many locals? How many rounds?
4 rounds each.
4. So you, right now, technically 10-0 with Jinbei.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. What's the worst matchup you faced as a Jinbei so far?
Green purple Luffy was terrifying, but I for some reason got it my first round today. I just swang 6-6, 8-9, and I killed him.
Okay.
Hody Jones helps me.
Absolutely. Being able to arrest the Gum Gum Giant essentially every time on play. However, someone did point out you did forget to take your life. Didn't matter there. Obviously, we're going for a game.
Oh, shit. Well, I'll do that next time for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely take life from Hody, but I think I was so caught up in the moment that I played Cammy because I top deck Cammy
Yeah.
and I got Hody. I'm like, the one card I needed to win.
To try to go lethal there.
Yeah, I had Fisher Tiger in my hand, but it's a 5 for 6, so I'm like, it only goes for characters. So I was like, this is looking rough.
You need something to try to go for lethal there.
For lethal. So I was like, I can either don up everything, but also the Share Hoshis came in clutch. Just drawing 2 a turn.
Absolutely just disrespecting the Share Hoshis is what I essentially stated. You need to treat them like the Bonnies. As soon as they turn them sideways, you get rid of them. Obviously, having that Jinbei leader ability, being able to just restand it,
Pretty fun, right?
very great for you. So you definitely want to get rid of it as soon as you're able to get rid of them. It's just one of those things. I didn't think Jinbei could do all that, but
Hey, yo, we cooking.
yeah, obviously you like to cook with the green decks. Obviously with Lim, you know, top, what was it, top 32?
Yep, top 32.
Top 32 at last Peoria. So you plan on doing the same thing with Jinbei, or you plan on swapping off with Jinbei?
Is Nationals OP11?
I believe. When is it?
Well, I got the Nats invite, so I'm debating what to play. I could play Jinbei if it's OP11 because I feel comfortable playing it. But if it's OP12, I don't know what I'm playing yet.
Well, knowing you that you play green decks, are you going to swap onto the OP12 Zoro?
I do want to build Zoro. I'm just in a weird spot where if Zoro's too good, everyone will tech for it. And then what if I play a deck that everyone's teched for, you know? Then I'm like, it'd be kind of weird.
It's either going to be teched for or heavily played with.
Exactly. Whereas like Jinbei and Lim so far for me, I sneak attack people because I don't know what I'm trying to do to them. So like, I didn't do it in this game because I kept bottom decking everything, but like Fisher Tiger comes on field, rests a big boy, so like rest a 9-cost big mom,
And then
Van Deck pop
Vanderdecking.
it. I kept bottom decking them, but people don't expect that. Like in the green purple Luffy match I did, he had a 4 for 5 Zoro rested, a 4 for 6 Zoro rested, and a standing Sanji Pudding. So I R-longed 3-cost to make sure the 5-cost Sanji Pudding couldn't swing at me. I got a Dawn, swung 6 at 6, gave me a card. Then I swung 7 at 5. He let it die because that's too many cards at that point. And then I just Van Decked in the 4 for 6. So I made sure he can only have leader swing that next turn.
Yeah, just getting rid of whatever you were able to at that point.
Yeah, which that was a very rough matchup because he played 2 Luffy Taros on me and had a wide 2 Sanji Pudding field. But at that point, I'm like, I just have to go for game. He had 6 cards in hand, 2 life, and for some reason, you know,
Bricked?
he was bricked.
Yeah. GP, I played it for the 3 weeks we had it. It was either you had all your counter
Or nothing.
or you had no Sanji puddings and absolute bricks the entire game, which I've had multiple games like that.
It's one of those decks where I also played it for like a week, and like it was also like some games were really important to me. I would see no Sanji puddings, and I'm like, what is his hand? And then Ryan, he sees 3 of them on.
Yeah.
I played 3 Luna on him back to back though, which is funny. I've beat people with Luna like 3 turns. Just
Yeah,
Luna,
but I've
Luna,
seen a
Luna.
lot of lists cutting the Luna now, going to Radio Knife, however, recently.
Rated Knife is pretty nice.
Yeah, I haven't tested it out. Again, I laid Luffy to bed. Still there. Rebuilt Teach. Been on
Purple?
Teach Wave. Just need more reps with it.
I will say though, Jinbei, for now, I've noticed it's really good into the counter picks. Everyone's countering green purple Luffy and blue purple Luffy. It's like Bello Betty, etc.
Yeah.
It destroys Bello Betty. It rests and swings every turn.
Yeah, and you give yourself pseudo rush to be able
Yeah.
to swing into all of it as well.
And then I've noticed I've been doing a really good buggy matchup because I just rest the 4 cost they play out, swing at that, it dies, and just keep swinging at the little things first, get rid of the hands, and then just go for the big things.
Yeah.
And then like they want to keep their board alive to do their 10 costs. It's just like it stops them for a bit, and their hand goes down dramatically. And then I'm like, all right, now your life, which is so
Start
fun.
bidding at it.
Yeah.
So I know you were testing out Buggy prior to the set. Do you plan on playing Buggy at all, or just sticking it out with Jinbei the entire set?
Buggy's a fun deck for me. It's one for friends. Like, hey, let's play Buggy or something. I usually build decks because I want to see how they're playable. Because like sometimes I don't realize how to beat a deck until I play it. So I played it. I'm like, I see the weakness now. Kind of thing. It is fun, but playing against your black purple Luffy, you made Bon play a 5 cost. It made me very depressed. So.
That's what's good thing about that black purple Luffy, being able to raise the cost of all your characters, getting out of that promo Buggy range is
So
very big.
Scary.
We-
Swinging 8 at me.
Yeah, we did see a purple black on the first round. Dom
That's pretty
was
cool.
cooking, utilizing Katakuri's, which I never thought about putting into the list at all. Stayed at 7K the entire game once it was established,
The beer Luffy. Love that.
and just cooked the red Zoro that round.
Damn.
Just very menacing. It's just the structured deck support is crazy.
It really is. And also because the leader makes it a 7 into blue purple Luffy, the 9 moms can't get rid of the beer Luffy. So they have to red rock it. And they only play like 1 or 2 of them. And
So
they
like you waste a
whole
red rock
turn.
on that, and you
Exactly.
possibly, if you're playing the Nika, you play the 10-drop Luffy, and then just keep pressuring the board.
Exactly. Black purple is such a menace right now. It's such a fun deck to play. I have that built as well. I did a 3-round local at Top Cut with it. I won all 3. We were gonna do round 4, but the down pair was Johnny. He lost, so I couldn't place Johnny. So
There's Johnny
it's like-
Tsunami.
Yeah, he was playing blue, yellow Nami. I think he faced a Lucci, which was unfortunate.
Face the blue what?
He was playing blue, yellow Nami, and he faced a Lucci. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Lucci removing your entire field, not being able to do nothing.
When's the next round ready? I'm excited to keep playing.
I have no clue. Next round should have already been pushed, to be honest. It is. Everything is in, just depending on whenever Jordan wants to push.
Oh, table 3, Benjamin. Oh, I'm gonna get cooked.
There you go.
All right.
Good luck. All right, let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pairs of undefeateds. All right, so let's see. We're going to have Super Shadow and Palio, unless they decide to switch somebody else up here. Let's see if we can get all this together. Yeah, I can imagine with that early play there. I don't know. I'm really excited just for where the game's going. What I'm really waiting for is when they finally decide to match up the East with the West. I can't wait when we're finally all caught up and we're not copying the East list and we're all pretty much figuring out the deck list all together. Okay, so give me 1 second. So I'm gonna at least set up the players. So we're gonna have Flair PKM here. I'm against Tony, but I'm gonna have to find where Tony's at currently. So I'll be right back here in a second. All right. I found Tony. All right, so found out what the players are playing. So Tony is on Buggy and Flair PKM is on Katakuri. So gonna be an interesting matchup here. So let's go over to the main screen. So Katakuri on your own attack or on your opponent's attack, you get Don -1. Look at your opponent's top of deck, and you gain 1,000 attack for that turn. So we'll make yourself a 6K leader for that swing. Obviously, for those of you that do not know, Buggy is a tap 5 Don, trash 1 card, play out a 5 or play out a 1 cross guild from hand.
Oh my God, we have the Katakuri leader out here.
We do have Katakuri.
Holy cannoli! Who chose that?
We do have Eric on Katakuri, our old Teach player. What's going on, AJ?
Dude, nothing much. Just apparently getting myself into the meta again.
I know. Very surprising as you sold out last set.
Out of some damn good decks too.
I know. Bonnie, which was your bread and butter.
Yeah,
your
yeah.
baby
I
girl.
had full art alted Shanks. I had PB Luffy before people were on that shit.
Oh, yes. So we do see Buggy doing a cross guild search here. Looking at top 3, or top 4. We do see a Croc, and we do see a Mihawk there. Do you know what either of these decks do?
Well, I think the Kato one is really cool because it's super thematic, looking at the opponent's top deck. I think that's super cool. I think the promo Buggy ain't doing jack in this matchup, though.
No, not at all. It was still good to at least get your Mihawk on board to flood the boards to get that extra body. We do see the pudding finding the 3-cost pudding, which is on a Don minus, able to re-ramp 1 rested. I do like the theme that Katakuri has because it kind of takes from the show of having like their observation hockey.
And that 3-drop pudding is so crucial to this deck. It's in purple, but I don't even think it's really a ramp deck. You're just kind of ramping back to whatever you were before.
Correct, and that's essentially what you want to do. Needing this Katakuri because that's going to be your pressure, your re-ramp, and yes, that
defensive option too.
Yeah,
that's
that
crazy.
Pudding. You want to set up pudding to pair Sparrow because then you're ramping because then you're going to Don -1. Your pudding will see it, re-ramp the 1 rested, and then pair Sparrow will get you 1 active, or I believe rested as well with a draw.
I think it's a cycle too, isn't it?
It is a cycle as well, so that's where that having the putting the pair of Sparrows is the curve you kind of want to see.
Oh my God, Eric's Dawn is all over the place. This is not a matching set, and I'm being triggered right now.
I'll make sure that I swap it around when I play with you next time.
I'll scoop.
So we do see a 5K swing, uses that leader ability to Don minus, look at the top of Tony's deck, gets the plus 1,000, pudding will see it, re-ramp the rested, so essentially loses out and gets a free leader ability there, and is going to use this top 5 search and grabs a Sasaki. Not sure what that Sasaki does though.
It's when it swings, it ramps you 1.
Oh, look at you.
It's like the old one.
It is the old one, huh? OP11.
Oh shoot, I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah, you may trash 1 card. Essentially probably looking for the 2K counter.
Yeah. Worst comes to worst, we're swinging with it though to ramp.
Yeah. And then this is one of the best cards out of the structure deck that Buggy got. Croc and Mihawk.
The Croc Hawk?
Croc Hawk, which is going to be able to draw 2, trash 1. Let's see. Yep, draw 2, trash 1. And then you get to play up to 1 4-cost or less from your hand, which more than likely Alvida. Oh, ends up doing the Buggy. So Buggy can trash itself and I believe trash 1 other card and play out a 6-cost. So can play out that Mihawk that he got last turn. And he's going to be able to draw 3 and trash 2, or draw 2, trash 1.
I was just thinking the same thing about the Alvida. Just draw another 2, trash 1, really filter your hand, get everything you want.
But this is better, because now this Mihawk is going to be able to block a random 6K swing that Flare tries to do next turn. So again, Pair Sparrow. Oh, there it goes. There's the Pair Sparrow.
He's got combo, dude.
He's got the combo here. So we'll be able to use leader ability here, see Tony's top deck, get that ramp back from the pudding, and then use the Parasparrow for the filter as well.
It's so crazy. Searchers now have an extra ability attached to them now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what puddings is. I think it checks the top or something like that. You trash itself to check the top, something like that.
Let's see. I gotta spell pudding right though. So, oh, we do see the Alvita. Oh, so he gets an active Dawn back with the Parasparrow and also gets the draw. And here goes another search as well. Oh, so this pudding is also another Dawn minus look at the top card. So at this point, no point in using the pudding when you have your leader ability to just continuously check and get that extra 1,000 for a swing.
Right.
Which is going to be the better option there. And he's looking at the Glizzard, the Glizzy
10 mom.
Gobbler, the 10 mom.
Dawn neg 5, you get what, plus 2k for the turn?
Yeah, makes you a 7K leader, I believe. Or it might be for the swing, which if it's for the swing, it's terrible. Yeah, it's for the turn. So you'll make yourself a 7K, then the turn after you'll be at 7 Dawn.
Yeah.
However, if you do have that Katakuri on the field, which Flair could establish possibly, if next turn will be at 8 Dawn, we'll be able to make, get back to 8 by the end of the turn. Big thing is this thing has rush, a 10-12 rush.
Yeah, it being a rusher is like pretty sick actually.
Yeah, and it's something that Katakuri kind of needed in this. So all comes down to how Flair pilots the deck, though.
He's seen just about everything at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's got at least one Kata in hand. What's the 9-drop Big Mom? Is she a Dawn neg 1?
Dawn neg 1, put a 6 cost or less from your opponent's field to the life.
Yeah.
However, with this Croc and Mihawk on the field, is going to be able to pitch a card and prevent that Big Mom ability from happening. Wow. So that's what's so good about this card that this buggy deck got. However, we are starting to see a lot of pressure coming on from Tony's side here, and Flair taking majority of the swings here. So we are seeing leader ability and another Croc and Mihawk. Draw 2, trash 1, and we do see an Alvita in hand. So we'll be able to, decides to pitch the Alvita.
It's another buggy.
Yeah, and another buggy to play a 6 cost or less.
Another Mihawk would be crazy.
Oh. Yeah, it is another
Wow.
Mihawk. Draw 2, pitch 1, and we do see a 10 drop. So decides to keep the Mr. 3 more than likely for a 1K counter. However, the only drawback to that 4-cost buggy that I've realized is the fact that
You're neg 2 in hand.
you're negging. Yeah, you're negging another card.
It's tough here, right? Because I think Eric is a little bit low on life right now. Because I think he could have played the long game, but I think it's hard to play it at 2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tony, if he just starves out Tony, he can start clearing bodies, but I don't know.
So we do see looks like a Kabaji, so it looks like, I think that's the 4-cost, so. Is it gonna do the Parasparrow ability there?
Their little banter's funny.
Yeah. So is gonna do 7 at the Croc and Mihawk now. So currently at 7. Obviously, again, the Katakuri will be able to restand this pudding and gain a Arrested Dawn back to stay at 8.
Yeah, we haven't used the Parasparrow effect yet, right?
He just procced it.
Okay.
Yeah, because he used the Dawn minus here to get the minus here. Obviously, pudding gets it back. Will use the Para, got an active, and did it this way so that he can get that active Dawn to be able to swing at least 7 into the Croc and Mihawk here. So it is kind of sacrificing some Dawn at the expense of being able to swing into one of these bodies here.
Yeah, he'll be at 9 next turn. I don't really want to see the 9 mom. I don't think that's a really good play for him. Oh, wait, he'll get another Dawn at the end of the turn, right?
He'll be at 10
so he'll be at
next turn.
10. Oh.
And Tony does decide to protect the Croc and Mihawk, which is the right thing to do.
Yep.
So the only risky thing is depends on how many cards Flare PKM has here. Tony does have a 10-drop Buggy. Could decide to just use Buggy leader ability, bottom deck the Katakuri, and
Yep.
just attempt for lethal swing next turn.
Yep. Yep.
And that's what exactly we might see here. Pitching, and there's the 10-drop. Bottom decking this blocker. And now with 4 Dawn left, can go 7, 7, 7, 7, 9. So we do see the Croc and Mihawk swing first, going for 7. Probably opting for another 7 here. And of course, again, could be 7, 7, 9. Yep, and here comes more pressure, and I don't see much counter in Flair's hand here. And that is game.
GG's.
Buggy taking it out right there. Obviously, again, comes down to how well Buggy is just able to bomb the field with all these characters there.
Yeah, I think it's tough there. I think Tony actually did play it really well. Because at some point you really had to pressure. Because I think he does lose the late game. But Eric was already way too low by the time. And he had like 4 bodies.
Yeah.
Saw the Mihawk. He was fixing his hand. That Buggy deck is real.
And it comes down to that 4-cost Buggy. As much as you'd lose your hand size, being able to just play out a 6K body that's a blocker and just at least protect yourself a bit and kind of gives you a draw again.
Yep.
That's a big thing there. I was hating on that Buggy, but I can see why you utilize it there. Yeah, that definitely felt like a Doflamingo Swarm. That's just what Flare PKM told Tony.
That's so funny.
But yeah, they're all swinging for 7s and 6s.
7, 6s, 8s.
And again, the big thing is that Croc and Mihawk as well, having the protection for the entire field is a big thing there.
That was the one that came out of the starter deck, right?
Correct.
Holy cow, that
So-
that card is legit, and he had 2 of them on field.
Yeah, at that point for like a Lucci player, which Lucci was pretty dominant in OP11 in the East. I don't think we're going to see it as much in the West, especially if Buggy gets as much of attention as it's getting currently for the rest of the set. Double Mihawk, you could protect anything.
Oh yeah. What was it? Our local blue player Ezekiel. He's really confident in the deck, in the Buggy deck, and he thinks he can take on blue purple Luffy. And we think that's going to be the boogeyman of the format right now.
It definitely could. You think about it, it's a 6K leader. You get to turn, you take first away from UP, you take away its ramp. By turn 5, you flood the board exactly how Tony did. Croc Mihawk. You do the Buggy straight to Mihawk. Now you have 2 bodies that can swing into UP right away.
And they all swing super efficiently. I'm not even attaching Don.
Yep. And the big thing with UP is early game, it's terrible. You need to establish Zoro. You need to establish a Bon Clay if you're using it. You need to see God Thread to at least remove one of these bodies. But again, God Thread does nothing if Croc and Mihawk's on the
Yeah.
field. So
Just trash it card from
it's
hand.
just very dependent on if Buggy sees everything just like it needs to, UP doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
And then you need to use red rocks, and you're not establishing bodies just to try to get rid of some of the pressure.
Yeah, in favor of UP Luffy, they both have a slow early game. So, like, for the most part, Buggy isn't going to interact with that Zoro Juro. It will still get its swing off before anything happens.
Yeah, but again, this is if it goes first. Because
Yeah.
if Luffy's going second,
That's right.
you're going to see it on your 4-Dawn turn compared to your swing and then God Thread for another ramp or a double ramp. At best, you're not ramping until your turn 3.
Are Blue Purple Luffy decks playing it's To Die For or no?
Which one's that one?
It's the one where you ramp one, and then if your opponent has a 6K
Oh,
power.
the Big Mom where she's crying.
Yeah.
It's got the special.
Yeah.
The special photo. I've seen some lists running it.
Yeah.
It's a tech card at best.
Okay.
Again, we play the list a lot different. I've seen people using Sanji's Pilafs in the list again.
For Blue Purple Luffy?
Stacking it with Big Mom effect to get the draw 2, and then you're just up. So very interesting different decks
Yeah.
that I have seen lately.
We need more Jinbei. Our
Jin-
Jinbei wasn't undefeated. We had one Jinbei. And he
No,
was-
Sam won on stream last round.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's still undefeated right now.
Oh my God. We'll get Sam next round then. Holy cow.
Grab goes crazy versus Buggy once you deal with the Croc Mihawk. Yeah, definitely. Again, it's just getting rid of that Croc and Mihawk, which is the biggest thing Because if they want to protect it, they're going to want to protect that thing.
Oh my God, Tony and Flares were the first game to finish.
Yep. So we do have, so Jinbei's Munchkins is against
Okay.
Ben's Jam, and I'm not sure what Ben's is playing today.
It's always some sort of, it's a purple variation, I think.
It's
like some
always
sort
a
of
red
Luffy.
variant.
No, he's not on Shanks anymore, I don't think.
He was playing Whitebeard last time, I heard. So
Also, he was trying to lose.
he was doing something. So we do see Dom. Dom is still undefeated as well, which is the purple-black from round 1.
Yeah.
Don't know what Jesus is playing or Super Shadow. Or
I saw him on his
Elio.
Bonnie sleeve, so I feel like it's Bonnie. I was
Hey.
just trolling.
Might be on Teach, who knows? He was a very big Teach stan, especially with the starter deck.
Yeah, you're right. Did the starter deck just win? Or yeah, I mean you weren't here for it, but the Teach took down our Case Tourney.
I did see that, and I did see the list, very interesting list as well. No finger pistols, which makes a lot of sense to me since if it's going to be a real big UP meta, there's no point in holding on to the finger pistols for a potential chance to pop a Zoro Joro or a Bon Clay when you could just establish Dot Q, Van Augur, pop.
Yep.
And I will say I have tested against a lot of UPs with it. You establish Van Augur, or Van Augur Laboon. Your 7-cost teaches removing whatever 9-drop they decide to play.
Yeah.
And they're gonna try to get rid of that. If not, you just got them on a lock. It's the best thing ever.
You know what I was thinking about playing? Because I was also looking at the Cata deck, and I think that's why I sat down. I was like, man, what if I brought back Magellan, played the Magellan to make them go back down a Dawn, so they miss out on their 8 Dawn turn?
For the
For UP.
Katakuri. Oh, for UP.
Yeah, as a tech for UP. Maybe they ramp it down, but what if I set them back 1?
That'd be disgusting.
Would it be good? I don't know. I mean, like, Impel Down just saw some support, I think, in the set, didn't it? It got some, like, a Hannibal and, I think, what's the girl? Lil something.
I know who you're talking about. The 2 Dawn -1 rest.
Yeah.
Sadie.
Sadie, you're right. Yeah, I got some support in this set. Which I think is
Don't
kinda
make
funny.
me build Hannibal again.
Hannibal got support on accident. I guess Magellan kind of, because they can use those cards too.
Yeah. Hannibal was a really rough time for me. It was a very fun local though.
I was about to say, yeah, I don't think you came out with a great record, but I think you came out smiling.
Went
though.
X5.
I didn't know that.
That
Holy.
local I was X5.
I remember you having fun though.
Hey, it
That
was a
part.
fun day. That's what matters sometimes. Oh, Ben's on Bonnie, according to Adam here.
Just trying to solve.
Tried to
Bonnie
play
right now.
yesterday. Kobe's gonna be fun. I'm gonna wait on that list, Adam. Yeah, 8-cost Rush Luffy is definitely essential now, especially with the starter deck, because Teach might be roaming around now. Very good for that bird just bounce. Magellan could definitely have a spot in Pluffy. I always thought Magellan was such a great card.
There are a lot of decks that need to be on curve, you know, and there are certain cards that, like, I know the Nami matchup. If I see a Magellan, I'm like, oh my god, like being a hold on behind.
And not only that, you can't pop it. So UP's only way around the Magellan is going to be the 9 mom.
Yeah.
You said you're going to convince him. Hey, Ben likes to play red, so I could see him attempting to play Kobe. Have never seen him on black, however, I will say that.
Kobe is a cool deck. It's kind of like this, like kind of an aggressive like control deck because you're swinging into active bodies.
I will say it's a little bit late. If it came like a set before, oh my goodness, Kobe would have cooked.
Deck would have been so real, but it just loses to the best decks in the format.
Correct. So it looks like Jinbei did lose. Unfortunate. Sam lost his round 3 round here. Super Shadow won his round, so I'm not
know what
sure
he's
what
on
they're.
or no?
I do not. I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know who it is. Oh, I know who it is. He's over there in the corner.
Yeah.
Who did he fight? Oh, that's Balio. So yeah, Super Shadow won. Wonder who was gonna win between Dom and Jesus. I do want to see this purple blacklist on the stream once again. So, not to say I'm preying on Jesus' downfall, but I want to see.
Dude's the second
Purple
best player in
black.
all of Illinois, bro.
He is. Does go to a lot of locals. I remember when Jesus was first starting out at locals too.
Yeah.
I remember him trying to rock Sakazuki, not knowing it. But man, did that man cook with Sakazuki as well.
He did. Still rocks that free Saka hoodie.
Yeah, unbanned Sakazuki.
Yeah.
I wonder how the format is gonna be when they release, like your. I guess what would that format be called?
OP12 plus ST21.
No, like our unbanned rotation format,
Oh.
our limited format.
Some
I'm
sort of
not sure.
yeah, like a more eternal format, like where you're able to play the older
Yeah.
cards. It's just a different ban list.
I wonder if people are gonna bring back Sakazuki until they decide to ban it again. However, I do think maybe at this point in time, Saka could be more doable than before.
Yeah, I think the cards that made Saka really strong haven't necessarily been power crept, but I think, you know, you would always have to go like 2-for-1 to get something. And the bodies
Yeah.
are so big now, and since it's a ramp meta, it's just like right now I think
Yeah,
Saka would have a hard time.
and much less not having the Gecko. But I don't even think Gecko. Well, I don't know. This meta is completely different nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about like what, 4 sets back now?
Yeah.
Maybe even more than that.
If Kobe comes out in set 10, it's tier 1 for sure. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's just one set too late, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm hearing that from a lot of people.
But who knows? Maybe Spade Adam will cook up a list and top a regional here.
Hey, all the more power to him. I think that deck is really, really cool.
Yeah. So I know you sold out of the game, and you're buying back in. So what is the deck that you're trying to build this set? What caught your attention to play again?
Well, James, I'm a big fan of redheads.
Oh.
And Nami got a leader that isn't like some sort of alternate win condition. I want to play the game normally, you know?
You want to play Nami with a real deck?
yeah. I don't want to be milling myself or anything like that. Good. We're just, talking about my new. Right now, I'm working on a Nami list. I don't know if I want to, because you can't play the late game, right?
No.
Because if you're going into a UP matchup, you're losing. Because I don't know. I'm not going to be able to trigger. At some point, I'm going to be at 0 life, or they're going to be at 0 life. So I can't keep triggering my own leader effect. But they will always be able to fix the top. They're going to be plussing 1 off of their leader effect. And I think their bodies are huge. They have the best defensive tool in the whole game. So I think the answer to playing Nami is going to be some sort of aggro variant where you're playing the Okikus. Maybe you're playing Nekomamushi.
So a Wano package.
Yeah. I was even trying like S-Snake, where it is a trigger in life, and then you can stop a character from attacking. So.
But it's got to be a 6 or less, no?
Yeah. So it doesn't hit as many things as I would have liked.
Yeah, UP is running rampant on it. So.
Yeah. I don't know.
I will say a big thing for us compared to the East is we don't have that structure deck 22.
Yep.
And that is that Odin card, which I don't know what it does, to be honest with you.
This card is insane. It's
7,
so
8. If this character would leave the field due to an opponent's effect, discard 2 cards from your hand instead. Activate main. Once per turn, you may rest 2 of your Dawn and return 1 of your characters other than this to the owner's hand if this character is active. So, yeah, you're just swinging and bouncing back counter cards.
Yep.
Disgusting.
And sometimes because right now there isn't a lot of removal in the format. And if it's like removal, it's not usually Gravity Blade where it's hitting 2 things and like. So if I'm playing my blocker Law, usually it's sticking early. But sometimes I'm playing Hiyori, right? The 2K Hiyori to eat a life and trigger my leader effect to draw a card. And it'd be nice to have that card to put back the Hiyori in hand. you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and then just have that 2K back that you essentially lose
Exactly.
out on it.
And it swings really efficiently right now into UP or most leaders are getting to 6, 7, you know?
Pretty easily,
Right?
for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. I'm also playing Blue Yellow Ace. A lot of the cards are like, or not a lot of the cards, but at least the staples are kind of shared between those decks.
Just leave it up all in one color.
Yeah.
Bouncing back and forth.
That's right. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing. And Blue Yellow Ace is that aggressive deck too. It's not as consistent as I would like it to be, but you know, it's a fun deck.
And I have seen, again, talking about that Wano package, I've seen a lot of people just swapping over to a full Wano to give it more consistency and more search. I don't know. I've seen some people trying to cook with Nami, again, trying to make it different than what we've seen.
Yeah.
Haven't dabbled.
It's not worth it, James. Just wait till OP12. And
I
the
do
starter deck.
know we did get more support with that Wano package out of the Yamato starter deck, so
Mhm.
you could cook up a little bit different of a list. So
I did play. Remember? I don't remember which starter deck. The pure yellow Yamato one.
yeah,
So I did play that into Jordan's buggy, and I did take that game like super
Really?
handily, like super handily.
just a pure.
Pure yellow Yamato, and I was playing like the 10-drop ace to heal.
The original Yamato?
The original, yeah, the first one, the Walmart Whitebeard.
Oh hell no!
I took that game though. I took it.
Hey, is it user error?
Yes, that's what I would bet on.
Oh my god, I haven't heard. Actually, the other day, yesterday, I went to Nerd Rage.
Yeah.
Someone played the Odin out of that structure deck, and I had to read it because I've never seen it in use before.
Because you attach a Dawn to it, because I was thinking about playing that card. You
Yeah.
attach a Dawn, and if it gets KO'd, you can trash 2 cards to heal a life.
Yeah, but again, it's just to be able to pressure, being a
Yeah.
7/7, is the main thing of it. But it caught me by surprise because I haven't seen that card in forever.
It's kind of funny, though.
It was, but I was playing Teach yesterday, so it was just a really bad time for Nami. I felt bad, but we had to do what we had to do.
He might have been onto something. I think it might be worth trying someday.
I mean, I feel like against any other deck she could have cooked, but just not having on plays is just very unfortunate for them.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be on the new Secret Luffy, because it is that aggression. It'll put a body back, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you pitch a card, but it's mainly for that 8 and then take the pressure off.
Yeah, I mean, you're always trying to be around 7 cards anyways, so you can't be holding like a full grip anyways, you know.
Yeah, you do draw a lot.
So
So it looks like Dom lost. Jesus took the round, so we're going to be going down to 4 undefeateds this next round. So 2 more rounds for sure.
oh, Ben's took it, or Ben Shaman.
Yep, Jinbei lost. So Jinbei and PB lost. Tony took it, so we do know it's going to be a buggy. And I'm really wondering what these other 3 decks are that we might see.
Ben, what are you playing tonight? Purple Black Luffy? Oh, Purple
Oh,
Luffy.
Luffy,
OG Purple
Luffy.
Luffy.
I saw
Oh, so we sold to bars. We didn't take them in.
Yeah, well, it was a part of his order.
Okay, no. I just want to make sure. I thought you traded them in.
Wait, there's more?
No, that's what I was asking. I knew we took some in from someone else.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how many minutes are left in the round. I forgot to fire off the time counter. Yeah, they're almost done as far as or no, round 5, 6. So waiting on 6 more games for the to be finished here. So yeah, we had 29 people here at locals. And just a reminder for those of you that are local to the Chicago area, we do host something every Wednesday, and winners do get an invite to the celebrity. How about now? He muted my mic on accident. He muted his. For those of you that don't know, the Abode does host weekly locals here every Wednesday. Winners of the local for that Wednesday get an invite to their bigger tournament. Last Sully's Abode Battle for the One Piece tournament is I think what they called it. Took home about $900 in store credit as well as Mana Moon product, which was sponsored by Mana Moon that time. So definitely come check us out on Wednesdays. Come play. Potential to take home a box. I think it's pack per head. So 29 packs will be given out, which is essentially a booster box and more. Prizing gets distributed to X1s and the winner, of course. So that is the Abode. And then Sundays is more casual, but they are locals on Sundays as well. What do you plan on playing, Bears? What do you plan on playing this set 11 here? I personally am trying to make teach work as much as I can, but I do think that dream is alive. That dream is dead if Buggy runs around the way that it does. I would need to essentially see the perfect curve setup, and that would be Laboon Auger to a dot Q until I see 7 drop teach. So just a rough time for me in general. Oh my god. Let's see here. UP, I wanted to try UP. I mean, I have it somewhat built because I also have purple black built as well. That's my side deck for the format. Purple black might be the main. Might just have to tweak it around a bit. Purple black's very fun in my opinion. UP, I just feel like it's very strong late game, but again, it just depends on how people try to play it. We play different than the East. I've been saying this all stream. But I have tested teach into UP, and if you are able to establish like your augers and your laboons and just set up with your 7 cost teach, any 9 drop body you attempt to play can just easily be popped, and they essentially just have to swarm and survive off that. I don't know. I guess I just have to play some more UP myself. I have not considered the GARP tech for Buggy. I've seen the GARP mainly go into like Lucci builds to kind of tech against it. I feel like that's just because you have to trash a card, and I feel like in Teach, GARP isn't really worth it. However, in like Lucci, you kind of could be, because I would essentially be pitching twice per turn. Well, I guess in Buggy I wouldn't, because I'm not going to pitch to give them a... Oh, that's different. I just noticed they have a light screen up. You're not going to be pitching for lead ability as much. But yeah, I mean, I guess you'd have to combo GARP with the Van Auger. But of course, that's what I'm saying. You chain the 7 drop teach. Could kind of get everything in range. GARP would be good in Smoker and Lucci, because obviously in Smoker it is very searchable with the brand news, and obviously you have the Sengoku's to pitch 2, draw 3. So that can be something. Kobe, you're not really doing much reducing. You're doing more of like a cost reduction. So who knows? Maybe it could work in GARP or in Kobe. Yeah, that's the big thing with that UP Luffy Bears is it's best deck in format, but everyone's teching against it. So I've seen a lot of Bello Betties. And really, it's just a structured deck support now. A lot of decks are able to compete with it compared to how it was in the East, where it really had no counter other than Bello Betty. And yeah, pretty much that. The only thing with the Kobe is you're not, I don't think you're able to pop anything with that Kobe. Let's see, which Kobe? Oh, the 4-1? Yeah, that's true. I can see this Kobe as well, but at that point, you run the dot Qs for the more consistency and then the KO draw. Because they're going to want to... It does reach a 2 cost compared to dot Qs with 1 cost, so there is that as well. I think Kobe could be fun. It's definitely going to be one of my side pet decks, Chris, for sure. I remember that Kobe now, Bears. I remember I tried messing around with it previously. It just it needed a lot of setup, and you needed Ice Ages to really make it work back in the day. And now Ice Age is banned, so that's the only drawback to it. Let's see. So it looks like we're waiting on one more set of players here to finish, and then we'll be going on to round 4. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, definitely gonna try to get some more content out on the YouTube though. SG TCG, my personal one. So maybe some more commentary gameplay. Gonna try to take Teach to locals this week. Get some Teach content and then some more Purple Black. I did upload one of those recently against the Buggy. If if you guys want to check that out on the channel as well. I know some of you guys are on Twitch. I am streaming on the YouTube as well. Streaming on the Sully's Abode YouTube, SGTCG YouTube channel, and then obviously Sully's Abode Twitch channel. So those of you on YouTube want to check out the Twitch, there is that. They stream their locals every Wednesday, and then they stream other types of games as well, as far as like Pokemon, I believe Digimon as well. I'm not too sure. But yeah, the stream does pop off a bit. They accidentally do stream their Pokemon stuff on the YouTube channel for mine, so could get a glimpse of that on our channel as well. All right, looks like they just finished their round, so they are going to be figuring that out in a second. So round 4 should be getting pushed here any moment, hopefully. Yep, looks like they're in the process of pushing the round, so might take a second to go set up depending on who we might see here. Oh, yeah, they do Digimon and Union Arena too. I guess it just depends on what they do. All right, so table 1 is going to be Super Shadow and Ben's Jammin'. So it looks like it's going to be a Ploofy on stream next. Let's see, let's get this all set up. I don't know what Super Shadow's running, so it's going to be super interesting to see what he does play. So I'm just going to put it at 5 life here. So gonna go get the players right now, get them set up. Oh no, looks like Ben knows exactly where he's going here. So yeah, give me 1 second. Gonna go get the players here. I'm putting on the player screen too. All right. So both players are on Ploofy. So we are gonna see. Oh, okay, black purple. Okay. Okay. He is on black purple. He told me Ploofy, so here we go. So we are gonna go over Benjamin 6'9" on the Ploofy here, and we do have Super Shadow on purple black Luffy. So we did see Dom in round 1 utilizing this leader here, so very interested to see how Super Shadow built it. No mirror, no mirrors allowed, I know. It would have been interesting, though, to see double Ploofy making it into the, well, at least one of the Ploofys making it into the finals here. So I do know the other group, obviously, we have a Buggy, is going to be facing a Bonnie. So we're either going to see a Ploofy, a purple-black Luffy versus a Bonnie or a Buggy in the final. So pretty diverse set of leaders here. Obviously double Luffy, though, but still a little bit of a difference. Alrighty. No UP Luffy has made it into the finals here. There you go, raising them up. So yeah, no UP Luffy, Chris. No UP Luffy. So again, it just shows you it ain't making it into the finals today. Maybe next week. I will say this past Sunday at the Case tournament, Teach won the Case tournament. So, and then second place was also a smoker. So UP wasn't even in the top 2 for the Case tournament. So they are performing high rolls here. So Benjamin one dice roll, chose to go first. All right, firing off here, or they're choosing their cards here. Gonna decide whether they want to keep their first hands or not. Gives you hope for the meta. Yeah, they were just calling over to me. They couldn't hear each other. Had to raise up their volumes more, so I'm gonna have, I'm gonna be able to hear them very clearly here in a second. Yeah, so those of you guys tuning in, if you guys want to see more One Piece content, every Wednesday we do stream the Sully's Abode locals here. So subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys want to be up to date with the streams. Follow the Twitch channel for get the Twitch notifications as well. So every Wednesday we got the stream going on, and every other potential weekend. So players are mulliganing here. All right, so it looks like both players are going to be forced to keep whatever they have. And round is starting off. Does he have a 1 cost? Does not. So Plouffe is just going to pass over. More than likely, Purple-Black might just do a law search here. And he does have it. Oh, not a law, but does have the search event here. So Super Shadow grabbed 4 cards instead of 3. And Benjamin told him to just bottom deck the card instead of just putting it on the top there. So not sure what it was. So did grab the Gum Gum Giant and bottom decks the rest of the cards. So not sure if the card was a good card at all, but now isn't going to have access to that card the rest of the game here. So does swing 5, gives him a 1K Frankie counter there. And Zorodoro hits the field. Benjamin is going to grab a Sanji, which will be able to rest the character on play here. Well, Don -2, gain rush and rest 6 costs or less if you wanted to give it the rush. It's a 7/7. So we do see this Robin, which is one of the new cards from the starter deck, which is going to be a 3 cost. Don -2, ramp 1. Leader will see this ramp 1 back and then obviously get arrested 1 as well. So essentially, if you're going first, if you don't find your Zoro and you find Nico Robin, this is what you're going to want to play to get that ramp off. So a lot's been going on here. Been messing around with all these things. Can't see Super Shadow's life there. I believe he might still be at 4. We'll see in a second. Holy moly, does Ben have a big hand here. What the... let's see, did counter out of the first swing. Yep, so it should be at 3 life currently. So we do see that Sanji gonna Don -1, rest the Nico, is gonna just swing 7 at the leader. So instead of opting to swing at the Nico, just gonna continue to pressure his life here, which gonna more than likely just ask for 2 cards here, if not going down to 2 life, just exactly that just happened. And both leaders already down to 2 life. Obviously, Benjamin taking his own life for the most part here with his leader ability. Tap 6, maybe this new 6-cost Luffy from the starter deck. That's exactly what we see here. Ability will be able to proc off since Benjamin is at more than 5 Dawn. And obviously, leader will see it and ramp 1 back is active and 1 back is rested. He obviously just saw he just took a little shortcut. We knew what it was going to do. So leader is a 7K. Could decide to swing big at one of these characters. You're going to probably want to leave a Dawn up, however, for counter. Looks like he's currently at 8 Dawn himself. But Ben does have a real big hand here. Could probably counter out of whatever swing. And opting to swing 7 at life here, so it's going to give 3K counter. Yep, and we do see a Sachi and Penguin. Very interesting. Have not seen that card since RP Law. Let's see, what does Sachi Penguin do? You have 3 or less Dawn cards, and if you had up to 2 Dawn cards from your Dawn and rest them. So more than likely just a 2K searchable card from the event if he is running that event search. You did see the Lightning to KO the Zoro, so he is going to go back 2 Dawn. Doesn't get to re-ramp those 2 since he already ramped back the 2 Dawn from that Luffy. So 7K swing into leader here. It's just going to be a 1K, which is the Law Searcher here. And Benz just does choose to do leader ability here, going down to 1 life. More than likely going to try to do the 9-cost Rush Luffy. Oh, this is very interesting here. It does have one of those, like the things that the East players use to hold their cards. I just wish we had better lighting so I could see the cards here, but we do see a giant there. So we do see this Rush Luffy hit the field here, which, again, Dawn -1, draw a card, 10K to life. Should be at 1 life if I'm not mistaken. I don't see it in frame here, though. We do have 9 cards in hand, however, for Benjamin here. I really like that thing. I'm going to ask him where he got it from. That thing's very cool. So really interesting spot here for Super Shadow. Obviously, we do see Benjamin has 2 big bodies on the field, a 7K Sanji and a 10K Luffy. We do see double giant in Benjamin's hand. Obviously, no Dawn up currently. However, going into next turn, he will be able to pretty much counter out of whatever he's going to be able to play next turn. But we do see 7 Dawn hit the, or 6 Dawn. Do see a Luffy. So might swing 7/7/7. Also might contemplate on playing, using this Luffy ability as well. So let's see how much counter Ben has here. Again, no access to those 2 giants. We do see a Luffy Taro and might be another brick behind the Luffy Taro, so not sure how much counter Ben actually has here. And if Super Shadow feels very confident, could also do that Luffy ability as well. So 7 cards in hand. Gonna see another 7K swing to Benjamin. And Ben takes it. Does it give him the confidence to go for game here? Going 7, using that ability, restanding and swinging on another 7. Could swing 7 twice or could swing 9. And decides to just swing 7 on its own here. 2-2Ks. So decides to pass turn. Very smart choice on not restanding. If he's got the double Gum Gum Giant, could potentially buy himself some time here. Because again, his leader is a 7K. So Luffy is going to have to at least attach 2 Don onto his leader to be able to just swing for a flat 1K counter here. So we do know Super Shadow has 1 giant in hand that he searched off the 1-cost event search earlier. So Benz has to take that into consideration, being able to at least swing 4K over, and that's going to be easily accomplished with this Rush Luffy here. The 9-drop with 1 Don attached is going to ask for the giant plus 1 more card from hand at least. But no matter what he's going to swing at, it's going to require a Don attached for his 2 Dons from his leader. Sanji can swing free into anything, however, though. But at this point, you just have to take into calculation that Gum Gum Giant. And having 2 up could potentially mean he has 2, or could potentially hope to get 1 out of life, or from the draw cycle from his first giant as well. And just checked the leaderboards, and Jinbei's already finished with his match. Cooking. So we are seeing a 7K to leader here, and potentially trying to bait any type of counter from hand. And looks like that might be a 1K. Yep, a 1K counter from the Sanji there. So Ben's now down to 2 swings here. Has to really think about how he wants to go about this. Could potentially have another 9-cost rush if he top decked it. I know he didn't have it previously. Nope, looks like we only had a Bon Clay. We'll be at 9 Don next turn, potentially, depending on if he uses a giant or not. It's a pretty rough spot here. Ben's gonna have to think about really wants to do here. 17K to that secret Rush Luffy. Now, is it even worth attempting to protect it? We do know he has 1 giant, which will at the minimum get him to 11K. Can it solidify that he can get the rest of the counter from hand or from the top of these 2 draws? And you have to take into consideration next turn for how much Don Ben has here. Double giant to protect this Luffy is very interesting. So we are seeing another draw 2. Very pricey save there. 3 Don up for Ben's jamming, which shows he does have a giant protection here. 7 cards in hand. Super Shadow might attempt to do this Luffy ability here. Might swing 10, restand with this Luffy ability. Obviously, leader will see that as well. At this point, I think swinging 7, sending those 2 Don back, ramping it back with leader, and then swinging 7 might be the best potential option here. Yep. So we are going to see it. Although out of sequence, this kind of not the greatest. So here comes the first giant here. And then by this point, Super Shadow will be at no life. So that is 9. He's going to need at least 2K encounter, which he did just draw. Yep, might as well swing an 11K there, and then 7-7. Probably best option here for Super Shadow. Jeez, all right, so getting him to 9. Needs at least 2K counter here. So we're gonna be at 2 and a 1. That's will get to 11 and another 1. Yep. 1K, so we are seeing 7 ability here. He's gonna get leader to 7, so Ben needs at least. Oh, here comes another giant. And the best thing about this card is you just drew another 2K to get out of that leader swing here next turn. All comes down to this one swing. Oh my goodness. Holy moly. What a Hail Mary there for Super Shadow. Wow. Man, that was very interesting. Oh, I was not expecting that. Definitely thought with the triple giant would have potentially been able to get out of that, but we did see that at another event with the GP Luffy where he drew a total of 6 bricks from Gum Gum Giants. So absolutely crazy. Super Shadow won the match if you guys didn't realize it. So with the Gum Gum Giants, Benjamin 69 was only able to get 1 2K out of all those cycles. So the leader 7K swing was able to go through and get the win right there. Yeah, that's the Gum Gum Giant is absolutely a busted card. Yeah, the fact that he was able to get out of that. 3 Gum Gum Giants, just missed it. If one of those Giants would have given him at least a 1K counter, would have just had game the next turn with the Rush Luffy itself. Definitely was not expecting. I was quiet a majority of that. So focused in that. Really thought Benjamin 69 was about to make it out of there for the win. Holy moly, that was good. That was a very good game right there. I'm gonna have to clip that later. Make it into its own thing. All right, let's check the locals areas right here. So Super Shadow took it. So we are gonna be seeing a purple black Luffy versus a Bonnie next round in the finals here. And believe it or not, it is Jesus. So Jesus making it into the finals once again. Yeah, if I've been hearing a lot, I've been seeing a lot requesting for the ban of Giants. However, people justify it for the fact that it is leader locked. However, they keep bringing out a lot of purple Straw Hat leaders. So this Gum Gum Giant is becoming more and more versatile as we speak. And there's also going to be that Sanji coming out as well that is also a purple leader that can utilize this Gum Gum Giant. So I don't know, man. You're just going to have to see this giant on a big stage make a big wave to be able to come out with the ban. People are actually speculating that there could be potential bans at this announcement that they're going to do. Let's see here. Now, I'm still stunned about that finish there. 3 giants, no counter. I've seen it with a GP with 6 breaks, and could have won that game too. It was against an R long. Yeah, that was crazy. So let's see here. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8 more rounds left that we're waiting on. Oof. I don't know, guys. What do you guys want to see when this upcoming regional's coming up? I don't want to see. I want to see like a kind of a rogue deck that's not Bello Betty. I want something out of the structure decks to kind of come out on top. Purple black is kind of what I'm rooting for. Definitely waiting for like a buggy top would be cool too. Oh, ban James. What's up, Johnny? Hey. I'm always down for a day off, a day to play. You don't gotta tell me for a good time. Mommy is always on top. Very nice Rhea Ripley reference there, Deus. What happened, Johnny? You're too afraid to come out for locals today? Sad day. Just finished my orange juice. Rooting for Shanks. The starter was so sad. The starter deck was, honestly, as I've been preaching to people, it was an RP Uta starter deck. So RP Uta 8, but you're not really going to be seeing much of RP Uta around. You know what? That might be an interesting build to try to build to just take the locals. Obviously, having access to that Uta and that 9 Shanks, that 9 could be a 6-cost Shanks, could be pretty good. It's just going to take someone, you know what, I'm going to build it for fucking locals. Why not? If your opponent has a base of 8, -3, and your leader becomes a 7. Oof. That Uta's cooking with that thing. Oh, Super Shadow with the follow, so the guy that just won the round is going to check his game out later. Alrighty, let's see here. Oh, this channel's growing a lot. 315 followers. What's up, Hart? Decided not to come out to locals today? That's crazy. Already on Johnny right away. What happened? What brought you to not come to locals today? Oh, that makes sense. It's been a pretty interesting day. You just missed a pretty insane finish right now. Purple Black versus a Ploofy. Triple Gum Gum Giant and almost made it out to be able to win the game. Just did not draw an extra 1K counter that he needed to be able to win that. So we are going to see a Purple Black in the finals versus Bonnie, which is going to be piloted by Jesus. So Jesus is making it into another finals here at the Abode. And then waiting on 6 more pairs, but we do have 4 minutes before overtime, so we are going to be going on to that next one very soon. No, Purple Black won that last one, so. But he did a Hail Mary. It was a 10-11, had to use the Secret Luffy, Don -2 to restand, and then swing 7-7 with the 6-cost Luffy and leader, so was just enough to get to that win, so. If he didn't have that 6-cost Luffy, then obviously it wouldn't have been a win. But that buff from that 6-cost Luffy was able to get him there. Hashtag ban Jesus is crazy. Buff Jesus. I don't think Jesus needs any more buffs. This might be his 3rd local win for this new season. Man has been cooking this whole set. And I believe last time he did it with Teach as well, so. Aura too strong. You're not wrong, Jesus. Jesus out here stomping people in. Let's Let's get some lo-fi on, huh? Just so that I'm not hearing myself. Buff Blackbeard. I'm all for that, but I think the meta needs something different. Even with the structure deck, I've already seen it winning some local events. Obviously, hence the case tournament. We did see a Blackbeard take it with no finger pistol as well, so that was very interesting to see. Again, I don't think it's very necessary this meta, especially with Croc and Mihawk being around. Can't just finger pistol stuff with that on the field. What are you going to be playing this set, Hart? You're going to still be rocking GP Luffy. You're going to be rocking the UP Luffy. I know we talked about Lucci, but that Croc and Mihawk makes it very difficult for Lucci with Buggy running around as rampant, I believe. But who knows? You are the Lucci expert here. Purple Black's a very good choice as well. That's my second pick for this set. More than likely first. I'm trying to live that Teach dream, but Purple Black might be my choice for the set as well. Just got to make some different ratios. Whitebeard making a comeback. Whitebeard coming back would be insane. They need Moby Dick. I think at this point it could suffice. Kobe game. Kobe is so ass. Hey, I've been seeing some lists cook with Kobe. It's just a matter of I want to test try it myself. But it's not going to be able to suffice against the meta itself. It'll be like a fun deck for sure. Well, I don't know. Adam could cook with it. Adam was in here earlier talking about Kobe. Do you just love Kobe, Chris? If there's one person that can make it work, I think it's going to be you, Chris. Which, I do now have multiple decks built, Chris. If you do want to play test, I am ready to finally play test. So I do got my stuff ready. Okay, so we are waiting on one more set here. Let's see. And then these guys didn't report, so I'm just going to do it for them. So Super Shadow took that win from Benz. So we just have DJ Arctic Pirate here. So DJ Arctic Pirate and Jordan Frankie's who we are waiting on currently. So, of course, we are waiting on our judge. Free Moby Dick, it's been too long. Purple Black does do better with the fact that it makes itself a 7K. I do know Betty has access to Karasu, but it depends on the Purple Black list that you're running. If you are still running those Black Sanjis, you can pop their board. You have access to Gum Gum Lightning, popping a 6K. So there's a bit more removal, I would imagine, in Luffy. I think UP only has God Thread and GP only has the Radio Knife. So the 7K leader thing is just insane. Yeah, and then you're more aggressive as well. You need to buy the secrets for Purple Black. Oh, that makes sense, Chris. You want to get ready for that Zoro. Yeah, that being more aggro, you just want to rush ramp with the Zoro. The Robin helps with the ramp. So that was the one thing before when I used to play the deck was only trying to find the Zoro for a ramp. And if you couldn't find that, you're ramping with the Maria, and it's not a good ramp either because you can't really swing for 7 that same turn. So it got what it needed out of the structure deck. Only complaint is you're not really utilizing the black part, but if it was just a pure purple leader, then that leader would just be too busted at a 5 life, and I could see why they made it purple black. It'll be a 7K, because it's on a win attack as well, so it's not just on play, Chris, so you can swing and get that +2. Blackbeard just needs to get rid of it right away. And it could become a 7K, could kind of skew Blackbeard's removal a bit if they can't get that 7 cost off. Obviously, you need to get to your 7 drop. Yeah, Blackbeard removal era. You need to establish it all. That's the thing. I've had games where I've had everything but one card established. So I'll have the 7 drop but no reduction. Or I have all the reduction with no fucking .Q or teach. It's terrible. There's no in between for me. And then looks like Jordan and DJ are still going here. Jordan comes back from vacation and Loco's running long. But yeah, I'm so glad that Blackbeard's more on that removal wave. I've always loved using the Laboons, and I'm still doing it. It depends on the list. I like to have the dock cues there just for early removal, if that's what I'm able to find. If I can find a dock cue and establish the auger, but again, it depends on the list because now everything's kind of high. So I like the Laboon specifically to get it in range for the dock cue for 5 costs. And if they do decide to leave it on the field, Teach can just pop the dock cue and you just get a draw, because Teach can pop anything. It's not specific to your opponent's side of the field. So if they want to kind of starve you with that, you can pop it. Gives you some more options, I guess. I am running that Devon at a 2 of currently. I definitely did put it in the deck. Yeah, I wasn't that big of a fan of Turbo Burgess either. Especially now since the starter deck is more of, you have that 7-drop Teach, so it is more of a pop-based deck in my opinion as well. So I agree on that aspect, Chris. But I mean, I could be wrong, Hart. I'm not a top player. I just, I don't know. I really like the being able to, what's it called? Pop early board if you have it, and as well as pop your late game as well with the new 7-drop. And then if they want to remove it, you just grab it right back. Thing is busted. I've had people swing into it, and I obviously had no counter, but I had the reductions. I just grab it again instead of a 10-drop just to remove their field. And then they have to worry about it once again. So it gives me some more options here. Ooh, forgot my wallet in the car. I have Doc Q at a 3 of as well. So 3 of, I can see it at a 2 of, and maybe add another Devon for a 1 cost. I just like to have it at a 3 and 3 with the 10 or the 7-drop Teach, just to ensure I find some type of pop. There was a game where I had 3 Laboons established and Doc Q was just doing work. It was it was great. I still run the Caribou blockers as well for that 1 cost 2K. If I see it, I see it. It's there. Do love dropping double Caribou to protect the board as well. All right, I think they are done. They are not done. And time finished. And let's see. Looks like they're still playing. Oh, I miss Jordan. I really did miss him. All right, I'm gonna go see these guys. You miss them too, I bet, Chris. All right, they just finished the round. Purple Black versus Teach, and I'm just seeing more tech cards for that Purple Black list. He was using a Douglas Bullet, so that was very interesting. Did win him the game against the Teach. Oh, okay. All right, last round has been pushed now. And again, we are going to be seeing Jesus versus Super Shadow, who we did just see on stream. Jesus, obviously a reoccurring player. Jordan was playing. Jordan was the Purple Black. And the guy just knocked the camera over. All right, let's see. Let me mute this. Come here. He did win. They went in overtime. He would have won off deck count regardless. They were both equal life. But yeah, was able to rest his 2 blockers and go for game there. So going over to the players again, we do have Super Shadow once again versus Jesus. So obviously we do know Jesus has been topping locals with the Turbo Burgess ramp, Turbo Burgess build. However, is back on Bonnie. So it's going to be Bonnie versus Purple Black Luffy in the finals here. So very interested to see how this is going to play out. Obviously, you know, Bonnie, 1 Dawn, rest one of your opponent's characters. So going to be very dependent on how Super Shadow swings. Obviously, if that 6-cost Luffy is established, you are going to want to swing with that to ensure your leader stays at that 7K. So going to be very important. That's what he swings with here. But yeah, it was a very interesting tech, that Douglas Bullet. And then obviously that Don minus, you are getting a 2 back with that leader. Obviously 1 rested, 1 active. Let's see, what does it do? Rest 2 6-cost blockers. Yeah, rest up to 2 of your 6-cost or less. So yeah, I was able to rest a Kuzan and a Caribou that was on the field there. All right, let me start the timer here for the rest. We'll just start this timer as well. So we are currently in the finals here. So this is round 5 for the day. Gonna be Bonnie or Purple Black. Again, the winner of this match is gonna get an invite to the Sully's Abode Battle for the One Piece big tournament that they do, where the prizing for the season, for the league, does go into it. Last time was $900 in-store credit to the winner. I believe Jesus already has his invite to the event, so Super Shadow more than likely will be getting his invite here if he potentially gets into that 2nd place. We do know that the Bondi pairings kind of are wacky here for your down pairs. So Jesus opting for a mulligan here. Both players going with a mulligan. Not sure who's first here, though. Oh, we do see that Scar Lorcana mat here on Jesus' side. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Jesus has thrown into the starter deck into this deck from the starter deck. I do know that they have access to that new Kid and Killer, which is an on-play search. on play search, I believe trash itself, and it will get a Dawn back as active as well. So just some more searching that it got access to. Obviously that Law and Beppo as well. Carrot, Bonnie support. So we do see the Bonnie search here on turn 1. So Super Shadow mirrors it with his 1-cost search. The Kid and Killer is very good. I know Green Yellow Law has thrown it into the list for a search as well. So more than likely going to do this search here with the Bonnie, and we will see if Super Shadow will respect the Bonnie search. Unlike earlier with that Jinbei we saw, they just kind of disrespected that Shirahoshi search. So we are seeing a Eustace Captain Kid, which is essentially the bread and butter for Bonnie, being able to hide behind this 8-cost Kid here, especially with leaderability, being able to rest the swing. It's sitting at a 8-8 stat line as well, helps, because even if he does buff his leader to a 7K, is still going to need a Dawn to swing into it. So it does take that first swing. Super Shadow more than likely will swing at the Bonnie here, which is going to act, again, as a pseudo blocker for Jesus as the Bonnie player here. Tapping 3 might see the Zoro or the Nico Robin. Is going to be the Nico Robin here. So 3 Dawn left, could do a Zoro play here as well. Just to establish some type of bodies to pressure the Bonnie here. Decides to pass, probably doesn't have the Zoro, or might be holding on to it for potential ramp. Can't really see his hands there. Love the setup that he has though. 5 Dawn here, could do the Cavendish. Yep, we are gonna see the Cavendish. And 6K to Super Shadow here, which we do see the 2K counter. Super Shadow could remove this Cavendish if he does have the Gum Gum Lightning card here. So Jesus has to bank on him not having that Gum Gum Lightning. Also has Carrot in hand as well, so we'll be able to stun a lot of the field here. Oh, and here is that Luffy as well. So now I believe currently is a 7K. Yep, since Jesus is at 5 Dawn, so could swing 7 to life. And then we do see that Bonnie leader ability to rest the Luffy there. Could swing 5 again with the or the Nico Robin, which we are going to see. Could counter, is going to counter there. And then does a Law search here. Had to really consider this. If he attached the Dawn on the leader, could have buffed this Luffy to a 7 cost. However, opted to do a Law search, which could be punished by it since Carrot stuns. I guess it really wouldn't have mattered since Carrot does stun a 7 or less. So could lock this Luffy out right here with a Carrot from hand and prevent Super Shadow from becoming a 7K leader again next turn. And also, swinging with Cavendish to restand 2 Dawn could play out another character, or I believe he's got a Pedro in hand as well. So swings 5K into the Nico Robin just to take some of that pressure away. Looks like he's gonna opt to protect it here. Does give up a 2K, and here's that Carrot there. So is gonna stun the Luffy. So again, next turn will be unable to swing with that Luffy and get the 7K buff. So Cavendish does swing, and then into that Nico to clear it, and a Rouge will restand one of these on, so we'll have access to leader ability once again. So even with leader ability, we'll not be able to avoid that Carrot stun there, which is very unfortunate for Super Shadow. So Jesus kind of has his buff on a lock. Next turn, we'll be at 9 Dawn. Can establish that Eustace Captain Kid. Swing with the Cavendish and give himself another 2 Dawn, leaving him with 3 active Dawn as well. Really could use all that Dawn to put a lot of pressure on Super Shadow since a Rouge will be able to restand 1 Dawn as well. So Jesus essentially has his perfect setup right here as well. 5 cards in hand. Has to really think about how he does this here. 1, 2, 3. 8 Don currently. Does he have another Luffy for a buff? Looks like he might. Yep, and he does have a double Luffy here, which good for him to be able to get to a 7K leader. Again, however, can not stack that plus 2,000. So if he does have access to both Luffys, will not be able to get to a 9. Its ability keeps it at a strict base 7. So might be swinging 8K to Cavendish. And again, can rest the Luffy once again. And does have that Rouge blocker if he really needs to. If he cannot counter auto with 3K. Yep, and we do see 2-2Ks, those being the Scratchman Apu. Might see another search with that event. And I believe is able to grab Heart Pirates, Kid Pirates, and Straw Hats. So more than likely trying to find any type of counter here. Maybe a Gum Gum Giant. Oh, 6 cost Rush Luffy. So they're gonna opt to just continue to pressure here. And of course, we do know he does have the use as Captain Kid. Being at 9 Don, will be able to establish it. Swing with that Cavendish, give himself 4 Don. Could just decide to pressure, or could play. I think he's got another carrot to hand. Nope, no, he does not. So we'll at least be able to stun one of these Luffys for sure. Oh, Hody Jones is a very interesting card as well. So Hody Jones is going to rest the Don, getting rid of his Gum Gum Giant. So swinging 7, going to restand 2 as well. Going to opt to just board clear one of these Luffys. And 3 cards in hand, so Super Shadow's really got to think about how he's going to do this. Oh no, looks like that was 4. Could swing 7-8 or opt to do a 9. I mean, he could swing 9-6, but maybe the 7-8 would be a little bit better. 2 pokes or 9. 9 with the Hody into that one unstunned Luffy could clear it. It's going to require 2 cards out of Super Shadow's hand. Same thing as if he's swinging with 2. Could just slap it all on there. Yep. Yeah, it would make sense because it is stunned regardless. So, yep, ends up clearing the entire board. Opts to not play the Kid, which is probably the better option there as well. Removing that board, stunning the Luffy. At best, we do know he has that 6 cost secret Luffy and could swing for a 7. Again, has to decide how he wants to do it. If he establishes that and then swings, leader can be stunned as well, or rested off Bonnie leader. Yeah, this is just he's got this purple black Luffy on a lock currently. So will draw 1. Does do the Don -2 to get himself at least 1 active. Can decide to swing. I would at this point try to swing at the carrot. However, we do know the Rouge will be able to block and protect that carrot. He needed this 6 cost Luffy to kind of stick to get this ability off here. And we are going to see the lightning here at this point. Probably getting rid of the Rouge and then swinging into the carrot, potentially. We don't know how much counter he has, though, so it can be risky as well. Or guarantee clear the carrot. Yeah, I was going to say that is an option as well. Swing into the Cavendish. Take the Arouge. Yep, and then passes over from there. Still has the Hody, still has the Cavendish. Still enough to pressure Super Shadow's life here. Not sure if, again, if he is running that new Beppel and Law, could stun the Luffy, make himself a 7K leader as well for the next turn. Oh, Shanks. Shanks is going to knock that. And then just continuing to pressure the board here. We do have the Hody as well, swinging 9. Oh, man. This is just a murder. Shanks getting rid of that secret Luffy was exactly what Jesus needed to see there. And then just continuous pressure on the board, being able to clear that Luffy as well. And then a poke with leader also. Yeah, Jesus has just been doing a very good job at controlling the board here. Resting and swinging, stunning these Luffys. Not needing this useless Captain Kid to hide behind a wall. And again, at best, we do know, looks like might be opting to try to swing big first with leader. Might be going for a 9K swing at Cavendish here. Cavendish on the field is giving Jesus so much options as well with getting these 2 Don back consistently. Finally clears this Cavendish from the field. And then probably going to be the Secret Rush Luffy here. Might opt to just swing 7 into life here since cannot swing into the Hody there. Is in a pass turn, sitting at 2 life. Does Jesus have another Hody? He's going to swing 9 into the leader here. Hody might not even be needed. Might just slap it all on leader and the Shanks and just go lethal here. Is going to search trigger, activates from life, is going to search for a Straw Hat, Heart Pirate, or Kid Pirate. Potentially looking for some 2K at best. No Don was left up for a potential Gum Gum Giant, which we have seen Giant almost get a lot of people out of a pickle here today. And he does find a 1K Law counter here. So from what it looks like, does have 3K in hand. Looks like that might be a Nico Robin. Yeah, so swinging 11 with Shanks here, takes it, and then probably just going to go 13 with leader here. Up goes 14 to life. Gets the 12K, and Jesus takes the win today. Very good showing of Bonnie on Jesus right there. But again, Jesus taking another win at the Sully's Abode locals here. Already has his invite, is going to just get passed on to the next person. But I didn't see much of the new structure deck support there, but we did see exactly the perfect curve that he wanted. Bonnie search, finds the Cavendish, was able to establish the Cavendish, chain it to the carrot, stunning that new 6-cost Luffy, preventing Super Shadow from becoming a 7K leader consistently. Made a big difference in the game. And then just continuing to pressure the board there, not allowing him to keep that Luffy, dwindled Super Shadow's hand there. So that just was just a downfall essentially there. Exactly. We didn't even see the new support, so I'm not even sure if he is running those Kitten Killers. I'm assuming he is. Or probably that Beppel and Law, which I don't think he is. Maybe he is for that 7K buff. Don't know how good it is. Don't play Bonnie like that. So I'm very interested to see exactly what he's running in that list. Someone has to stop Jesus. Can't keep getting away. That someone's gonna have to stop Jesus. It could be you, Chris. It could be you. But yeah, that was a very good showing on Jesus there. Again, just perfect curve. Had exactly what he needed to be able to just stun a Rouge to restand, utilize every single Dawn that he wanted to just swing big into the field, and then get that thing to restand the Dawn at the end. Carrot did a lot of work. Not only that, but the Cavendish, being able to just swing 7, restand 2, and then poke another 7 with another character on the field. So, and very good showing there from Jesus for sure. But yeah, like I said, we do pack per head here, so Jesus potentially is going to make it out with a little under a booster box. So very good for him. Congrats to the man. But yeah, that was just absolutely disgusting. Didn't even need to use his Captain Kid. Was not thinking of a Hody play to just continue to pressure the board there, because Carrot just stunning one of those Luffy's at best. Just get rid of one or the other. He's lucky you're not there today. It could have been you. You could have took Jesus out today. Hey, but there's always next week. Again, win your chance into the Winners League. I don't even know what they try to call it, so I keep going very slow. The Sully's Abode One Piece. So we do have, they did put Benjamin's wanted poster on the wall, so I did like that they did that. We got the first bounty on the wall, essentially. But yeah, that is going to be the end of Sully's Abode Locals. Obviously, the case tournament just passed, so if you guys are in Sully's Abode Discord, keep an eye out. They will post the next event that they are going to try to do monthly, which I believe might be a 1K store credit tournament. So if you guys want free money, come out, win it out, come get practice. Obviously, a whole entire new meta, so very good practice that can be get here at the Abode. Hall of Fame. You gotta come and win a One Piece battle. One Piece for the battle, Chris. But yeah, definitely come out Wednesdays. Earn your way there. Not sure if they're gonna do a final losers league like they did last time. Not much info has been released yet, other than top 10 for league, and whoever wins the day of locals will get their invite. So when more information is given to me, I will give it to you guys. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the YouTube channels. You have Sully's Abode. You have SGTCG as well, where I post my personal commentary, gameplay of my own stuff, vlogs, whatever I decide to post. And subscribe to the Twitch. Make sure you guys follow the Twitch. Get the notifications for when we do go live on Wednesdays. And without further ado, thank you everyone for joining the stream today, and I will catch you guys next week.